read by Brian Cates. For those asking what this means, from the Department of Justice, Statement of Assistant Attorney General for National Security. After investigating the absolute and total fiasco known as the Carter Page FISA warrant, DOJ Inspector General Michael Horowitz announced his office would review 29 other FISA warrants submitted by the FBI to the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court and report the findings. Horowitz released his report on his review of the 29 other FBI FISA applications in March 2020. In that review, he stated he found the FBI didn't follow its own rules for securing warrants. I recall he stated several of these warrants did not have the required Woods file info. This new report, just released, is from John Demers, the Assistant Attorney General for National Security. In it, he says his office followed up on Horowitz's report by checking to see if any major fraud was engaged in by the FBI to get any of these 29 warrants. This is what Demers said. All right, here we go. In March 2020, the Office of the Inspector General issued a memorandum regarding the preliminary findings from its audit of 29 historical FISA applications. The audit was designed to determine whether the contents of the FBI's Woods files supported the factual statements in these applications. The OIG, Office of Inspector General, found deficient documentation in these accuracy files, i.e. Woods files, and potential errors. Specifically, the OIG found that FBI was unable to produce the Woods files for 4 of the 29 applications, and the OIG identified numerous apparent errors or inadequately supported facts in 25 of the 29 applications for which the Woods files could be produced. The OIG did not determine whether any factual assertions in the applications were inaccurate, materially or otherwise. In addition, when the OIG found a fact unsupported by a document in the Woods file, the OIG did not give the FBI the opportunity to locate a supporting document for the fact outside the file. The department has reviewed the OIG's preliminary findings for each application. Each of these applications was also subject to an independent accuracy review. The department was able to resolve many of the potential issues identified by the OIG. The FBI was also able to compile Woods files for the 4 applications where an original Woods file could not be located, and the FBI was able, in many instances, to locate documentation to support a factual assertion either elsewhere in the Woods file or in other files available to the FBI. Based on the department's findings of the hundreds of pages of facts contained in the 29 applications audited by the OIG, the department has identified only 1 material misstatement and 1 material omission, neither of which we assess to have invalidated the authorizations granted by the FISA court. These findings have been provided to the FISA court and were posted publicly today. All right, long story short, the 29 applications were all jacked up, but not material, no fraud. Right now, I've got a hysterically funny troll in the comments who thinks the Carter Page warrant was part of this review. So his reading is that Demers just said that the Carter Page FISA warrant was A-OK or something. These people are stupid. Perfect example. Horowitz and his investigators investigated the Carter Page warrant issues for almost 2 years. In his report released last December 2019, Horowitz demonstrated that 1. The FBI never interviewed or attempted to verify the info from Steele alleging Page was a Russian agent before using that info in the warrant. 2. Not until Page warrant was up for first renewal did the FBI interview Steele's source, who disavowed telling Steele this info? 3. Despite the alleged source disavowing, the FBI Crossfire Hurricane team goes on to renew this fraudulent warrant 3 subsequent times. 4. Far from being a Russian agent, Carter Page was a CIA asset who had just helped the CIA bust up a spy ring and send a Russian spy to prison. 5. To hide the fact that Carter Page was a good guy and a CIA asset from the FISA court, to hide this fact from the FISA court, Crossfire Hurricane team member Kevin Kleinsmith deliberately altered an official communique from the CIA in response to the FBI's query about Page being a CIA asset. This is why Kleinsmith's picture appears here. He's under investigation by U.S. Attorney John Durham for forging the evidence to get the FISA renewals of the Page warrant. He's next to James Clapper. He's this creep right here. In fact, 6, Horowitz discovered the Crossfire Hurricane team also hid from the FISA court that Steele was a paid political operative working for the Clinton campaign, which was pretty relevant info if he's your source for spying on the other campaign in the election. If idiots claim Demers' new report about the other 29 FISA warrants Horowitz reviewed somehow nullifies or reverses his December report on the FBI's Carter Page warrant shenanigans, well, idiots will do what idiots will do. It can't be helped. The entire point of Horowitz reviewing 29 other FBI FISA warrants after he finished with the Carter Page warrant in December was to determine if the same acts of fraud and hiding evidence and hiding material facts from the court had occurred in other surveillance cases. Horowitz's report on the Carter Page FISA warrant fraud from December, justice.gov. Immediately following the conclusion of the extremely alarming fact that he found the FBI doing to get that Page warrant last December, Horowitz announced he was starting a new investigation. I rest my case.